Yes then, Patreon crew, welcome to another This Week at Manchester United, your little sneak peek behind the curtain of what's going on at United as and when I can get it. And the topic of the month, essentially, has been these two, hasn't it? Jose Mourinho and Paul Pogba. They fell out, one's injured, he's not really injured, he's fucking him about, he's bringing him back in the team, he's not playing him in the position he wants. It's becoming a saga. That's the top and bottom of it. The stuff that you're seeing in the papers is based in truth, to be honest, that there's an issue behind the scenes with Jose Mourinho and Paul Pogba. Stuff that I'm hearing lately is stuff that I've seen in a couple of the newspapers. Duncan Castle's one of the lads yesterday in the Patreon group mentioned that one in the group yesterday, and they've said that Jose Mourinho thinks that there's an issue with Paul Pogba's attitude. From the outside, I don't think there's an issue. It doesn't appear to be an issue. It looked perfectly fine playing for France this week, so you think maybe our gut instinct is right, Paul Pogba is the player that we think he is, and maybe the system has been wrong all along, Jose Mourinho's approach has been wrong all along. But here's what's been happening. The guy that I get a lot of the talk off has said he doesn't think that they'll both be here by the end of the summer. I think we said that a couple of weeks ago. That was what he thinks. I think we said this in the one where it was like super confused, like hearing this is happening, hearing this is happening. There was talk of Zidane coming in, there's talk of this, that and the other, all this sort of things that was happening. And it didn't make any sense and it was confusing. When we look at what's going on at the moment, Paul Pogba is a sellable asset. If Jose Mourinho needs to raise funds and he doesn't see him fitting the team, the shape, the system and all the rest of it, I can see him going. Now, what I think could be quite encouraging news is that this week, the word is, Ed Woodward wants Jose Mourinho and Paul Pogba to sit down and have crisis talks and thrash out the problem between the two of them and resolve it. I like the sound of that. I don't like the style of football we're playing at the moment, but I don't think there's anyone better than Jose Mourinho to deliver it. I don't think Paul Pogba's played great since Sanchez came into the team, and I think that's a bit of an issue. I don't know how you resolve that. But Manchester United are not a better football team without Paul Pogba in our team and in our squad. So if Ed Woodward is doing what I'm led to believe he's doing, which is sitting these two down and saying, you need to fucking sort your shit out, the pair of you, put both your egos aside, because that's at play here. The manager's ego and the player's ego, and I would generally always back the manager in this situation, but I don't think losing Paul Pogba makes Manchester United better. Scott McTominay's having a fantastic debut first team season, but you cannot tell me that playing Scott McTominay over Paul Pogba, even if he's doing more of the instructions that Jose Mourinho wants, is better for Manchester United. It doesn't work like that. Paul Pogba is one of the top 5 midfielders in the world in his position. Easily. Any team he walks into, any team, does Scott McTominay. We can't allow ourselves to fall into the trap of accepting mediocre players because they work hard. I hate when people go, oh, he works hard in the team. So fucking what? Berbatov didn't work hard. He was one of the best players ever. Paul Scholes arguably didn't work hard. One of the best players ever. Cantona did not work hard. One of the best players ever. It's not about working hard. It's about being a good fucking footballer. And there's few better than Paul Scholes, and Paul Scholes, for that fucking matter. I don't know where this is going to lead to. It feels like it's going to suck for a couple of months at least before we get any kind of idea about what a resolution is going to look like. But the fact that Ed Woodward's had to intervene means that he probably isn't keen on selling the guy. The camera cut out on me then. I'm using Dave's camera. We're sort of testing new equipment and new ways of working and stuff like that, and this kind of conked out on me a little bit. So all I was basically saying is the fact that Ed Woodward's had to intervene means that he's worried about it. Maybe it means that he doesn't really want to sell him. Certainly I think it means that Jose is staying beyond the summer and probably puts to bed the doubts that he's going to move on. I don't think he'd be doing this much planning. I think if he didn't fancy Paul Scholes in his team, he would just be like, whatever. I'm not asked. The next manager can deal with this. It's interesting. It's going to be an interesting time at Manchester United in the next 2-3 months. The World Cup's going to be a big distraction, but there's going to be a lot happening behind the scenes. Like I said, I think in last week's video, there's already going to be a lot of things happening in terms of youth recruitment, and we're going to spend relatively large amounts of money in that. As and when I can start getting some names, I'll be dropping those in, and that's really it, man. We're nearly at 250 in the Patreon group, and I'm absolutely blown away by that. That definitely has given us the confidence to do what we're doing here with the studio, and hopefully delivering better quality videos, hopefully delivering better quality podcasts and documentaries and all that sort of stuff. This, I hope, is only the start. You guys in the Patreon group, you should, pat yourselves on the back, because ultimately you guys get the benefit of these behind the scenes videos and stuff like this, but really it's the people that haven't, that they're getting the major benefit with all the top podcasts and the stuff that's going to go out on another level on there. So from me, obviously, and from on behalf of Ben and that, thanks so much for your pledges. It means so much to us. It gives us the confidence to know that what we're doing is wanted and watched and liked. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.